your seatbelts now. 3-0 to Strawberry. Strike. Outside corner. Good pitch. 3-1. By the way, Strawberry can hit the outside pitch the other way, a long way, as Davey knows. Ball 4, and the tying run is aboard again. The leadoff batter has gotten on base 1, 2, 3, 4 of the last 5 innings, and they've been unable to get him home. And now the batter is Ray Knight. Knight walked in the 2nd inning, popped up in the 4th, and hit into a double play, a big one in the 6th. And Bruce Hurst hoping that his 1-run lead will hold up.
Knight is now talking to Harrelson. He's not sure of the signs that Harrelson was flashing. Knight a double play man. Johnson has played for the 1 run to tie it up, and you just cannot assume that he will not be bunting. It's just Johnson doesn't play according to that famous book we all hear about.
Ray Knight 0 for 2. Bunting, and down to get it is Stapleton. Throws. Got him.
What a gutsy play by Stapleton, because his first grab was not a true grab. And you see Knight at first base kneeling. Stapleton grabbed the ball, couldn't get it out of his glove. Now watch what happens here. Knight bunts it where he should, first base, right-handed thrower. Stapleton, he can't get it out of the glove. He double pumps it and still guns it in time.
If you'd like a footnote to chew on here in the 9th inning, the last time the Boston Red Sox won a World Series, they won the opening game against the Chicago Cubs in 1918. They won that opening game 1-0. The pitcher was Babe Ruth. Ball 1 to Wally Backman. Remember, Backman ran for Tuffle in the 7th inning. Knight at first, 1 out in the 9th, 1-0 Boston. Danny Heap is out on deck to bat for Santana. One and one. The only run in the game, a 1-out error by Tim Tuffle on a ground ball hit by Gedman that allowed Jim Rice to score from second, and Hurst is hoping that's enough. Fouled away.
Boy, on such little things do big games hinge. A decision whether to run Evans off second base or not. Johnny Mack decided not, got him thrown out at the plate. He puts Stapleton into first base, and he gets the big force out at second base.
Off speed, ball 2. Well, what an emotional roller coaster Calvin Schiraldi has been on, as you see the on-deck hitter Danny Heap poised to bat for Santana. Will you ever forget the picture of Calvin Schiraldi with his face buried in a towel in Anaheim? 2-2. Ball 3 on a borderline pitch. They'll check at third, and he just did hold up.
That's the one he wanted right there. Backman, he put the brakes on in time.
Knight at first, 1 out. Stapleton holding the bag. McNamara dying a little bit, and Johnson just staring and hoping. 3-2 with 1 out. Knight goes, and it's a little fly ball to shallow left. Rice coming up and makes the catch, and Knight gets back to first. So Backman, a little fly ball to left field. 2 down, and Danny Heap will bat for Rafael Santana.
Schiraldi got that pitch in a great spot. He really tied Backman up to where Backman, trying to go to the opposite field, lifts it to Jim Rice. Big pitch. Now Gedman wants to talk to his pitcher, and I'm sure they're going over how to pitch the Heap. Stapleton now wants to see what's happening.
It's only right that Danny Heap should come in this game. Remember, the Mets were shut out 1-0 in Game 1 of the League Championship Series. The man who shut out the Mets 1-0 was Mike Scott, who was traded by the Mets to Houston for Danny Heap. Knight at first, held on by Stapleton. Right. 0-1 to Heap. Danny is basically a low ball hitter. 1-1.
It's strength against strength. Fastball hitter against fastball pitcher. But if you're out in a spot like this, you don't want to go with finesse. You do what Schiraldi's doing. Pump.
1-1. In there. And the Mets are down to their last strike. The Red Sox know about that. Hurst with his hands folded, almost in prayer. Bill Buckner sitting next to him. 1-0 Boston, 2 out, bottom of the ninth. Knight at first. 2-2.
Schiraldi looking over his shoulder, just making sure that Knight is there, and it's also part of his pitching rhythm.
The difference between the two teams, an unearned run. Got him, and the Red Sox have beaten the Mets in Game 1, 1-0. A symbolic 1-0 victory when you go back to Ruth in 1918. There haven't been that many 1-0 games in the World Series openers, and this gem will go with all of the others. You start with Ruth, and you wind up with Hurst and Schiraldi, as Johnson and the Mets wind up with nothing. 1 run, 5 hits, and no errors for Boston. No runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for the Mets, as Hurst gets his win. And tomorrow night, as Seaver can congratulate Hurst, we get Gooden and Clemens.
Hurst didn't need that much help. He needed a defensive play from Boggs. He got it, and they got a defensive play from Stapleton at first base on that bunt. And outside of that, it was all Bruce Hurst. He really pitched himself a tremendous ball game.
And here was the difference between Bruce Hurst and Ron Darling, the difference between winning and losing, and the difference between a good night's sleep and a nightmare for Tim Tuffle. There it is.
And
plus this.
This is a good play, because one had gotten by him, but Boggs one knee, and Stapleton at first base. The bunt by Knight, it's in the proper spot, right-handed thrower. Stapleton reaches in, can't get it out, and then finally gets it out and really puts something on that throw, and in time. Big play.
So it's a 1-0 Red Sox win with Gooden and Clemens tomorrow night, and Game 1 is history. We'll be right back.